I don't know about you, but sometimes I think that lost media is kind of an interesting subject. The fact that there was once video, photographs, or audio recordings of something that happened, like a record that existed of either a creation of some kind or a real event, something that was once documented, and now, for one reason or another, it's impossible to find the media associated with it. And there's tons of it too. Everything from unreleased music, unaired TV pilots, lost recordings of real events, there's all kinds of stuff. One of the many things that was recorded that's never seen the light of day since is footage that was taken during the development of GTA 5. Last April, Ned Luke, Sean Fantino, and Stephen Ogg appeared on a Streamily podcast and discussed some more of their time spent working on the game, especially the amount of work that they put into the voice acting and motion capture. At one point, they brought up the fact that cameras were rolling while they were in the studio, and that none of this footage taken was ever used for anything. Rockstar are known for being highly secretive when it comes to most of their projects, so it's almost hard to believe that they were okay with a camera crew being present. Going by the sound of it, these cameras were around for a while too. What I want to know is, what were they even there for to begin with? Could a making-of documentary have been in the works at some point? Or were they possibly going to do something similar to what they did for LA Noire, where we got some behind-the-scenes looks as part of the game's promotional materials? I think they did it for LA Noire because they wanted to show off the facial capture animations, which were new at the time. For all we know, it could have been one of those deals where hours of footage was going to be recorded, and then we'd only ever get to see like 5 minutes of it tops. So it wouldn't have necessarily been a feature-length documentary that they were working on. And obviously, whatever was filmed has never seen the light of day, but it almost makes me think that maybe at some point they were a bit okay with opening up a bit more about how they make their games. Remember, around the same time, they were planning on releasing a collection of books that would have contained numerous early concepts and ideas about their games. I remember when this was announced too, and I actually thought, hey, that would be a really cool thing to buy. It's too bad it was too expensive for me at the time. I mean, as a high school student, I don't think I would have been spending my money on that. And I definitely would not have been able to ask for that for my birthday or Christmas unless I wanted my parents to think I was crazy. But I didn't have to worry about that for much longer because it got canceled. I made a video on that a few years ago actually, go check it out. As big of fans as we are of their games, I think seeing some behind the scenes stuff like that would be pretty cool. But they obviously like to keep their cards close to them, and for all we know, they have certain methods within their company that they don't want others to try to copy, trade secrets and whatnot. I get that. That and the preservation of the mystique that they've built around themselves. Look at what's even going on now. The GTA 6 trailer was released in December of 2023, and now we haven't seen anything about the game, and it's still evidently coming out this year. They release one trailer and then they pretend like the whole damn game doesn't exist. Now, if the game really is still coming out this year, the marketing is probably going to start sometime in May. But just look at how wild people go for anything that might be new information or potential leaks. It's to a point where any actual news is almost earth-shattering to fans. And it's amazing that they managed to cultivate this sort of reaction out of people. Had they been a more transparent company in regards to games that are currently in development, I don't know if you would see people behaving the way that they do when it comes to this. But after a game has already been out, I think some behind-the-scenes stuff is actually really cool to see. And for a massive project like this, there's got to be a lot of interesting stories to be told, and a lot of cool things that must have happened during every part of the process. Unfortunately, we're to a point now where I don't think any of that footage from GTA 5's development is going to see the light of day, unless Rockstar randomly decided to release it anyway, or if it leaks, which is probably the more likely of the two because it seems like a lot has been leaking from Rockstar. Everything from design documents to beta versions of their games. Now, it would be cool if we get some more behind-the-scenes content for GTA 6, but even if we don't, at least we'll actually have the game eventually. And with time, we'll still be able to figure out some stuff about its development.